Just gonna give a few minutes for some people to show up, and then we'll get cracking on some flies. Hope everyone's having a good night. How's everyone doing? See a few people joining up. Oh, I get a thumbs up. I like that. Sweet. All right, we got a few people here, so we'll go ahead and get started now. So my name is Brandon. If you don't know who I am, I go by Featherflinger on Instagram. Work at the shop at Fly Fish Food. Been tying flies for not super long, less than 10 years, but more than 5 years, somewhere in there. So I'm one of the newer signature tires for Umpqua now. I have some flies in the catalog as of 2020. I have some more coming out in 2021, hopefully. And I'm going to tie two of the patterns that are in there. These are my two go-to streamers. So one is the Double Fuego. It's pretty like a synthetic-based flash-heavy fly with some really heavy lead eyes on there. So these are in local fly shops as of now. This is probably one of my favorite flies to fish. The cool thing about whenever you do a primarily synthetic bug with a big bulky head and marabou collar is that you get a really cool tail action in this fly. So it's pretty small. You can honestly get away with single hook on this fly a lot of times because of the size. Like a trout usually has no issue eating this, especially a trout you're chasing with streamers, right? But I wanted that action in the back, so you can also use just a shank on the back if you wanted to, or if you're in a place that the regulations don't allow, you can cut that hook or just tie it with a shank. So that one's called the Double Fuego, and then we're also going to tie a little jig sculpin called the Cousin It. We'll talk more about this when we get to that point. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we'll tie the Double Fuego first. So that's a really fun one. So for the back hook on that one, you can use a size 4 stinger hook of your choosing, like a Gamakatsu B10S is a good choice, especially if you get one of those new nano coated ones. Those ones are pretty sweet. Average B is back. I am now average size B is what I go by. All right, I'm gonna try to get this guy kind of on my sweater here so you guys can see it as good as possible. Let me know if you need me to move anything around and I'll do what I can there. So size 4 in the back, like I mentioned. I'm just going to use some 140 denier. I usually like to use the Danville nylon in 140 just because I like the stretch on it a little bit better. But 140 UTC will work just fine. So go ahead and start that on the hook. Now this rear hook is really, really simple. It should be just gold eye stub. This comes in 3 colors, by the way. You can tie it in any color that the metallic eye stubs come in, which is the eye stub that's straight, right? Another trick that you can do is like what I like to do is I actually buy the ice wing fiber, which is basically just those metallic eye stubs, but it comes in like 8 to 10 inch segments instead of the 2-inch segments. And I'll just cut it to length, especially now because for some reason it seems like the product from Hairline is coming shorter and shorter and shorter with the gold eye stub. So they do make purple ice wing fiber. You can use that. So if you don't mind taking extra time, basically I'll take the whole bag out and I'll just kind of preen it back and forth until I get the tips of the line as good as possible. Cut it in half once, cut it in half again, put it back in the bag. It's good to go. So I'm using the selfie camera, so I'm actually not a southpaw tire. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got a good thread base on, and I'm just going to start off with making a dubbing loop. Grab a dubbing loop spinner, and I'm just gonna kind of set that off to the side for right now. All right, so like I was mentioning with the eye stub being kind of shorter now from Hairline, if you're using just a regular bag of the gold eye stub, and if you're gonna fish this in one color, tie the gold because the gold is definitely my favorite. But you can actually take a clump of this. And I usually don't have to do this if I have so much of the old eye stuff that's a little bit longer, but you can just tie in like a little tail basically to make up for the extra length that's not there. I don't need to do it because I have the ice wing fiber that I've cut to length here, or the longer eye stub. Just if it's about 2 inches, you don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a clump of this stuff, and it's super messy, so you're gonna either want like a lint roller at your desk or just a place that you can make a big mess in. And I'm just going to Stack that up. And I'm going to put that in the dubbing loop. I don't like to put wax in the dubbing loop with this ice wing material or ice dub. I just find that it binds up too much and it makes it hard to brush out. I'm going to do a little bit more than that. Music in the background is annoying. Oh, I'm sorry. I can turn it down if you want. What about Ripple Ice Fiber? I'm sure you could use that too. It's a little bit stiffer. I like the ice wing fiber and the ice dub because it's so soft and it swims really well. All right. I'll turn that music down for people that are getting annoyed. Okay. So we got our loop built there. And that's maybe a little bit more than I want. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that out. And I'm gonna use it on the front hook too, so you can just set that aside. But I want that to be pretty thin. It's not super dense. You can kind of see that there. And we're gonna go ahead and spin that up. Okay. I'm just seeing if I missed any questions, going back in there. Good choice in tools too. Yeah, I definitely love these Tiemco standard ceramics. It's my go-to bobbin. Ripple Ice, I answered that question. Fisker's Rule. Fiskars are good scissors. I like these little micro tip jobbers. They're fun. And there we go. So let's brush that out really well. And get after it. It's a synthetic material. You don't have to worry about anything that's not going to stick in that loop. Let's get it out now. We got a big sparkly brush. Okay. So with this material being cut a little bit longer, using the ice wing fiber or longer ice dub bags, if you can find it, whatever, that's actually going to be long enough for a tail right there. I don't even have to worry about tying in the tail on this rear hook. And it's going to be just kind of matted on here as I'm going there, but I'm just preening it back